Evening. Thanks for joining us. Bill is off tonight. New developments in the search for 3-year-old Elijah Vu. Photos of surveillance video capturing Elijah and his caretaker, Jesse Vang, just 4 days before his disappearance. Vang and Elijah's mother, Katrina Bauer, are both currently in jail on child neglect charges. On this day, the owner of Ross Auto Service was installing an ignition interlock system for a car for Vang. When news broke of Vang being tied to Elijah, the owner telling Action 2 News that Vang was a recent customer and he saw Elijah on that surveillance video and he gave it to Two Rivers Police. In this first alert update, Samantha Cavalli joining us live in Manitowoc with the latest details on the search. Samantha.
Cami, for the past few weeks, the Mikado Theater here in Manitowoc has been the home base for the public search parties as they continue to look everywhere for Elijah, and they're just gathering here before they head out the door. Now, even though some of these searches have concluded, for today, people from all over the state are coming out to support the cause in trying to locate Elijah. Now, not only are people continuing to look in the woods and in the bushes anywhere they can, but they've also seen volunteers handing out missing posters to keep drawing attention to Elijah's disappearance. Melissa Stoll drove over 3 hours from Chippewa Falls to Manitowoc to help with the search and hang flyers downtown. Stoll is no stranger to what the Vu family is feeling right now. Her niece, 10-year-old Lily Peters, was murdered 2 years ago, sparking recent legislation that addresses gaps in the current alert system for children under the age of 10. Stoll says being able to find your missing child, dead or alive, means everything.
It's hard to eat, it's hard to sleep, it's the ever wondering, it's endless. And you don't want to do anything until you know that they're safe, and if they're not safe, to bring them home and lay them to rest.
Well, not long ago, the Two Rivers Police Department putting out another press release on their Facebook page that they are going to be coordinating large searches of law enforcement throughout this weekend in rural areas. They say that the public has asked them how they can help and promote in any way they can through ribbons and lights. They say on their post that you can show your support through the colors blue and green. Blue is the favorite color of Elijah Vu, confirmed by the Vu family, and green is the color of hope, and hope, that's the symbol for the recovery for all missing children. Reporting live in Manitowoc, Samantha Cavalli, Action 2 News.
Samantha, thanks. Here is Elijah's picture. The FBI once again offering a reward of up to $15,000 for information that could lead to the location of Elijah or the rest of those involved in his disappearance. You can call the phone number on your screen if you have any information, 844-267-6648.